The views and opinions expressed in this podcast are those of the individual guests. What's going on, my Ghost Squad? Welcome to the Armed Citizen Podcast Live. This is episode number 357. We are live, as always, on YouTube, streaming to over 150 countries worldwide. Golly, I promise you I'm not drunk. We're also streaming over there on X, or the artist formerly known as Twitter. Today's date, for the record, is Tuesday, September 24th, 2024. And all that stuff. If you guys are out there in the live chat, go ahead and say something. We don't know that you're out there unless you do. If you're watching this in replay or listening in podcast form, leave a comment, rate, review, share, all that good stuff. But we do invite you to come join us every Tuesday night at 7 Central, 8 Eastern to the live show. We do record this in front of a live studio audience. So the studio audience out there is really good people. So if you want to come join that conversation, come on in. We don't bite. The water is warm. We just peed in it a little bit, so it's warmer now. You should enjoy it. If you want to text into the show, yes, you can text into the show. Utilize the Ghost Tactical Hotline presented by our good friends over at Wilder Tactical. That number is 530-364-4678. Once again, 530-364-4678. Go check out wildertactical.com. If you're into gear like I am, gear junkie like I am, they've got some of the best stuff out there. They definitely have the best war belt, duty belt, competition belt, duty belt, whatever you want to call it, that I've ever used. Am I going to say it's the best ever? Oh, I haven't tried them all, but of all the ones that I have tried over my lifetime, it's hands down the best one ever. They've all got all sorts of good stuff. So go check out Wilder Tactical. Tell them Ghost sent you. If you're a veteran, really anybody, but especially if you're a veteran, you're in that hole, you're in the darkness, and you're looking for some light, call me, text me, email me 24/7. I cannot give you medical advice, but I might be a pretty decent ear to listen to some things, and at least walk you through, and like the old saying is, talk away the dark, maybe, right? So I'm always around. If you are looking for someone to get you towards some medical attention, remember two things. One, you are not alone in this fight. You have a lot of brothers out here that are willing and able to help you in any way possible. And two, the world is a much better place with you in it. So please utilize the Veteran Crisis Hotline, 1-800-273-8255. Once again, 1-800-273-8255, or text TALK to 741-741. We are spotlighting, as always, the United States Marine Corps. If you have any questions on what it takes to earn the title of United States Marine, see the website marines.com. And as always, we are proud members of the Self-Defense Radio Network and the Firearms Radio Network. Go check out all your favorite pro-gun, pro-2A podcasts over at selfdefenseradio.net and firearmsradio.net. Let's take this off of my ugly mug and say hello to the merry band of morons this week. From Anderson Manufacturing. You guys get your freaking... There you go. You guys are so weird. Anyways, from Anderson Manufacturing, we've got the man, the myth, the bearded legend. What's up, Kyle? How you doing, man? Man, you kind of look manicured. You got like a wedding to go to or something?
Oh, yeah.
Like nice and
faded her in, dude.
Ooh, look at that.
I gotta travel at the end of the week, so I gotta be at least halfway presentable. So no, Trey, thanks for having me on, brother. I'm doing well. I hope how's things going on your end?
Everything's good, man. Life is good. Yeah. Life is good. Weather's nice.
I would tell you what's troubling me, but Clover don't want to hear anything about sports ball.
So between your Bengals and my Cowboys, it's been a rough season so far.
Yes,
We'll
it
just put it
has.
that way.
Oh yeah, you feel my pain.
I feel your pain. We were supposed to have one of the top 3 defenses in the league, and I don't think we could stop a high school team right now.
Our run defense is non-existent. So
yeah, it was not good last night for you guys. Not good at all.
Good for Washington.
I mean, whatever.
Commander fans, shout out! Like, you guys got a good quarterback. I'll tell you that.
They got a good quarterback, but Cinderella does turn into a pumpkin eventually, and I think the Commanders will as well. So we'll see. We'll see. It's a long season. Got 14 more games left, so we'll be we'll be all right. What's going on at Anderson? Everything good? I know you guys are probably still busy. I know you were traveling, and some other people. You got a couple of events going on this weekend that I don't know if you want to talk about them or not, but go for it.
Yeah, we just dropped Chris and Jeremy off down in San Antonio. They landed today, getting set up for the Primary Arms First Responder Range Day out in Dilley, Texas at the ranch. And then I'll be down in Texas Thursday to go to the Texas Valor Project event, helping veterans, or that, not me personally, but that organization helps veterans who suffered from TBIs to get the treatment that they need and live a more comfortable life. And then following that Saturday, I go to the GOA yesterday, today, and tomorrow, Second Amendment dinner. So be a good time.
Nice. I know that organization probably means something a little bit different to you than others. So I hope you guys have fun and stay safe. And thanks for all that you and Anderson do for a lot of different communities, but especially the veteran community. I know that you're a big part of that and bringing Anderson into the light on some of these things. So I appreciate you doing that.
Dude, Texas Valor Project, they are killing it out there. Like, some of the testimonials they sent me, like,
yeah,
it'll give you chills watching it, brother. So
that's awesome. That's awesome. Yeah. That's great. Standing on the corner in Winslow, Arizona, such a fine sight to see. It's a ginger, my lord, and a flatbed El Camino from the Gun Owners of America and Fully Loaded Reviews. You're not good enough for a pickup, so we're going to call you an El Camino. We have John, the ginger, soulless bastard. What's up, homie?
So does that mean I've got business in the front and party in the back?
We know you, so you have no party anywhere. So
okay.
Let's just be honest. This is the guy that likes to stay in the hotel room and complain that no one's invited him anywhere.
One time that happened. Literally one time that happened. And I was getting tacos. Okay.
We don't want your stinking tacos.
Oh, they were good tacos, though.
In all fairness, he'll be having like a full 5-course meal on a sky roof dinner, while we're out just being goons. So
it's true. Well, Kyle, just remember you have to play the Browns twice still. So there's some.
There's hope.
You're gonna get 2 wins at least,
There's still some hope for you. That's everything's good on my end. Speaking of the GOA dinner Kyle's going to, there is a live auction currently up on Gunbroker for GOA. It's on the front page for the Hand of God from 310 to Yuma. It is the actual gun from 310 to Yuma. Russell Brand version of 310. Yes. Was it Crow? Sorry, I couldn't
Russell Brand.
Yeah,
that would have been epic. That would have been epic.
That would have been a much better movie. Let's just be honest.
Might have even given Blazing Saddles a run for its money.
I might have actually watched that movie if Russell Brand would have been in a Western.
There's still time.
Fantastic. He needs to do a Western. Wouldn't that be phenomenal? Yeah. Anyways.
But yes, that is up on Gunbroker right now. So if you want to own a piece of movie history, it is up there, up for auction. Other than that, I got TriggerCon this week, and then next week I've got IV88, and then after that, I got another event with CCW Safe, and then another event after that. So, yeah, I'm gonna be busy the next couple of weeks.
Real quick, man, $30. Thanks, G20. These for the men and women who are downrange and can't be with their families and friends. Hashtag 10 millimeter Kiger 25 and the Kiger 4C Pro lives. There you go. Thanks, G23, you prick. He knows that I'll have to, whatever the super chat comes in, I have to Ron Burgundy it. So, I do appreciate the $30 though. It's nice. That's two care packages right there. Right there. It's two care packages. It's pretty good stuff.
You could really Ron Burgundy it and just read it wrong.
Fuck yourself, San Diego. I could read it really wrong or put like punctuation differently, like for the men and women who are downrange and can't be with their family and friends, like putting that weird, anyways, I digress. Go ahead, sir.
And last but not least, we have a new video out for FLR on the Arex Delta M Gen 2.
There you go.
If you want to watch something funny, Kurt and I do not agree on that gun, so it's pretty funny. A lot of back and forth.
How long is the video before I decide if I'm going to watch it or not?
I don't know. I haven't
37 minutes?
No, it's a short. It's 20 minutes.
Oh, it's a short. Yeah. Most people's shorts are like 40 seconds. Yours is 20 minutes. So, yeah. It's a short.
Yeah, 20 minutes. It's worth it.
Yeah. I might have to go check it out. I probably will check it out. From the weirdest state in the unions, the guy that's had microphone troubles, apparently, or something. I don't know. From the state of Ohio, we've got Chris from the 740. What's up, homie?
Is that better?
That sounds perfect. It didn't sound bad before. It didn't sound bad before. I could tell that it was probably like your webcam microphone was picking it up or something, but it didn't sound bad.
Yeah, so it was pulling from my camera.
Yeah.
And it would not, StreamYard wouldn't let it switch. So I went in and just deleted the camera from the microphone thing. Anyway, it's fixed. That's all that matters.
No, it sounds, like I said, it didn't sound bad before, but I mean, it sounded a little bit different, but it didn't sound bad. So. How you doing? Everything good?
Doing good. Glad to be back on. I wished I could have been on here last week, but
life takes over.
Working after dark.
Yeah, that's what happens. That's what happens. How was you had a live stream last week? How was it?
It was different.
That's fair.
Yeah,
that's fair.
Let's just leave it at that. It was it was kind of a lot of alcohol involved there with some of the guests. So yeah.
I would have never have guessed that.
Yeah.
It was entertaining. I thought it was entertaining.
Yeah. It's definitely gotten a lot more views than a lot of my other live shows, but yeah, no, it was fun. It was just it kind of went off the rails there towards the end, so I was glad we got out of it. Got it over with.
Chris is going to turn into Tundra Tactical 2.0 and just getting fucking hammered on every live stream.
Well, it wasn't me. It wasn't me this time.
I know, but you might want to think about that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anything else you got? Well, we'll talk about what's coming up down the road here later on. But guys, go check out Chris from the 740. And it's nice to know that the 740 has allowed him back in because there for a week he was from the 40. So, we'll see. From the great state of Texas, the gatekeeper of all things Texas pride, the Purple Rain Dove himself, driving in the little red Corvette with a raspberry beret. People don't have no idea what I'm talking about unless you have seen him lately. He has changed the color of his lenses to the fashionable Purple Rain. The one, the only influencer formerly known as Clover Tack. What's up, Clove?
That's what they say, anyway.
That's right. That's right. I like that. The influencer formerly known as Clover Tack. So what's up?
Might as well. People will recognize it just as well, I suppose.
You never know.
Yeah. Why not?
Everything good?
Yeah.
Good. What's been going on with your world?
I'm still on this side of the dirt, I suppose, as they say.
I guess that's a good thing. You know? Yeah. You've been doing some podcasting the last couple of weeks for sure, haven't you?
About all I've done, but yeah, I've had Kyle was on last week, I guess, and David Yamane. When was that? Was that yesterday? Maybe yesterday. I don't remember. I don't know, a bunch since I've been able to jump in here. Anyway, it's been a few weeks. So
Yeah, I thought you were getting ready to like be too good for us. So I was going to quit sending you links, thinking, oh, he's big time, and
more the time slot, I think, than anything. I think 2 of the weeks, I think I had podcasts that overlapped at least a little bit or something.
I don't know.
And then I was having a bad day one day. So
I understand. I'm just giving you hell. I know you've been having some interesting times lately.
Shit happens, but it's better one day at a time. It's slowly getting there.
That's right. Medication will maybe eventually help. So yeah. We'll see.
True. Working out, don't.
Well, if you ever want to get healthy, quit trying to be healthy.
Yeah. Pizza Hut and McDonald's. Who knew?
Pizza Hut, McDonald's will keep you right. Working out and trying to eat healthy will almost kill you.
Yeah.
Literally.
Yeah. It's terrible. But yeah.
You're going to be at ChurCon this weekend, correct?
One of very few people, fucking apparently. But
apparently,
it is what it is.
John will be there, so
Like I said, one of very few people, apparently.
Go to TJ?
Oh, I don't know. I haven't talked to TJ now.
Okay, well, he might be coming then, because like I said, we'll see.
I
think he might let you know when he's flying in, though. You would think. I don't know.
Yeah.
Anyways, all right. Well, we'll talk about ChurCon here a little bit later, but you guys know that every Thursday, Saturday, and Monday at 10 a.m. over in our YouTube community tab, we have the pony polls. Ask a few poll questions out there and let you guys have some fun. Let's go through them this week. All right, we're going to talk food on the first one. This went out yesterday. Save one, the rest go away. Spaghetti, fajitas, or chicken fried steak. Kyle, we're going to start with you. Which one are you going to save? Spaghetti, fajitas, or chicken fried steak?
Fajitas.
Nice.
Yeah. Keep the protein, Chicken fried steak, I get that. That's got some protein, but I don't know. Nothing like a good, sizzling. I like to get the fajitas and have that sizzle at the restaurant.
Oh, yeah. Now, are you a steak fajitas, a chicken fajitas, shrimp fajitas, or a combo? Or what kind of fajitas are you going?
Chicken and shrimp.
Chicken or chicken or shrimp?
Well, I'd say chicken and. I'm
down with that.
I found it very rare to find a Mexican restaurant that can do a steak up correctly. So a lot of the steak I get there, and it might just be the way they cut it. It is kind of
cooked and it's kind of jerky almost.
Yeah. So
I'm the same way.
I stay away from it.
I'll usually get the combo. Like the Mexican restaurant here has a steak, chicken, shrimp combo. I'll get all three, which is good because the chicken and the shrimp you can mask with. Then plus you have the guac and you have the sour cream and the rice. You can kind of mask that steak. But I know exactly what you're saying. I think it's because it's really thinly sliced and it's
That's what I think. Yeah.
I don't know, but I feel you. Ginger, spaghetti, fajitas, or chicken fried steak? Which one are you keeping? Now, guys out there in the chat, I want to hear which one you're saving, guys. Which one are you going to save out there? Ginger?
I'm going spaghetti.
Okay.
Something with a good pasta spaghetti.
Now, spaghetti is not noodles with skyline chili. You understand that, right? That's not considered spaghetti.
I object.
I know you do. We eject you.
That's considered a three-way. Now, spaghetti.
You're down with three ways? Wow. Okay.
More of a five-way guy.
You're a five-way guy?
I'm a five-way guy.
I heard you're a five-guy guy,
Five Guys, burgers, and fries.
Hashtag Skyline. Get the fuck out of here. Clove, spaghetti, fajitas, or chicken fried steak, my man.
Chicken fried steak, hands down.
Oh, nice. I don't know if it's hands down, but I love chicken fried. I love all three of these. So far, we got a vote for all three. Chris, what are you going to do? You going to break the tie here?
Yeah, I'm keeping fajitas. I love fajitas.
For me, it's tough. I love all of these. But if I had to choose one, I'm probably going to go with fajitas also. I love some spaghetti. Here's the thing about chicken fried steak. It's either really good or really bad. Even with possibly a little overcooked skirt steak, right? With fajitas, it's still not bad. Like, you can't really mess up fajitas. You can mess up spaghetti and you can mess up a chicken fried steak. So I'm going fajitas. Over 1,000 votes. Spaghetti gets it with 42%. 42%. Fajitas with 31% and chicken fried steak with 27%. So a relatively, close vote. 42, 31, and 27. I get it. But they're wrong. 42%. No, it's fajitas. Fajitas is the right answer. So, all right. So we're going to start. I went with Guitar Magazine. Not their actual, I don't think they actually have magazines anymore, but Guitar Magazine. They ranked like the top 10 guitar players of all time. So we're going to do a Guitar Hero bracket over the next few weeks, right? And so this matchup tonight, Jimi Hendrix or Jimmy Page? Jimi Hendrix or Jimmy Page? Who's the better guitar player? Jimi Hendrix, this is according to the guitar thing, was the number one. Jimmy Page was the number 8 seed. So it's 1 versus 8 in this poll. Jimi Hendrix, according to them, Jimi Hendrix and Jimmy Page. Ginger, which one are you picking? Jimi Hendrix or Page?
I'm going Hendrix.
Jimmy. You going Hendrix?
Hendrix.
Yeah, I get it. Clove, what about you? You going Hendrix or Page?
Yeah, I got to feel that most people are going to go Hendrix, and just because.
Yeah, sure.
But I feel pretty strongly about this. The better guitar player is Page. Hendrix had skills, but as far as
I would
raw
say, if you're
talent
talking technical guitar playing, I would probably tend to agree with you.
Yeah, I go Page, man. I go Page.
And who knows? I mean, we never really got to see Hendrix.
Hendrix was up there. I've seen some some home video where like rare footage stuff with him even playing on acoustic.
Yeah,
and he's good, but he's not.
He was great.
He's not technical. You know what I mean, or whatever.
I think a lot of people consider him the greatest, because he changed the way the guitar was used, right?
Well, he kind of modified guitars to get the sound he was looking for with his style of play, rather than he could just pick it up and wail on it.
Yeah,
and to me, you lose something as a guitar player with that. Not that that's not awesome, and not that he does not deserve to be, on that list. But yeah, Page.
Going Page. Yeah, there you go. Chris, Hendrix or Page?
Man, they're both great, but I'm a big Zeppelin fan, and I got to go Page too.
Yeah, there you go. I think, honestly, Jimmy Page doesn't actually get the respect he probably deserves in the guitar world, right? I think everyone recognizes that he's a great guitarist for one of the best bands ever to play, but I don't know if he really gets the credit for being an actual technical mechanic with a guitar. And that's something that when you hear other guitar players talking about technical skills and being a mechanic on the guitar, that's like one of the utmost things of respect they can show, is saying you're a great technical player. Anyone can pick it up and just go ape shit on a guitar, but to being a technical guitar player, when you hear some of the great guitar players talking, they talk about, oh man, have you ever heard this guy? Like that's a technical player right there. And I think that Jimmy Page kind of fits in that box a little bit. Kyle, what about you? Page or Hendrix?
Battle of the Jimmies.
Battle of the Jimmies.
Not well versed in either one of these guys, but
that's fair.
I'm gonna go with Jimi Hendrix. He's the one that did the national anthem that one time. Just guitar,
at Woodstock.
Right?
That's correct. Yes.
Crushed it. So I'm going off of that just because I have to vote here. So
there you go. I'm gonna go Hendrix. Simply for what we were talking about is he changed the way that people looked at guitar players. As Clover said, he changed the guitar to fit the sound that he wanted. But to be honest with you, no one had really done that before. Like no one had ever heard people like really utilizing a whammy bar. Like no one, like that was new. That was a whole weird thing. And so I would say that a lot of the great guitar players in the 70s, 80s, and 90s that we'll talk about over the next few weeks, probably if you ask them who their guitar hero was, most of them would say Hendrix. Maybe not because of his technical skills, but because that he was one of the first to really experiment with the sound of guitars. So there you go. 76% pick Hendrix, right? 76%. So 24% for Page. And I think that everyone would probably agree that Jimi Hendrix, the name recognition for people that might not be into the guitar in that world, everyone's heard of Jimi Hendrix, you know. I don't know if many people outside of, you know, I mean, most people that aren't music people, if you said the band Led Zeppelin, people have heard of Led Zeppelin, but people might not know who actual Jimmy Page is. They may not realize that he was a guitar and started the band, founded the band. But they've heard of Led Zeppelin.
You know what's crazy too? I would be willing to bet that nobody out there could even name a Led Zeppelin song. They may like recognize the name of the band, but they don't even recognize a song. And so they would think that
aside from Stairway to Heaven, because I think everybody knows that one.
I don't even know that song. I don't even know that people would marry that to even Led Zeppelin. They probably heard the song, but they probably wouldn't put two and two together. Okay. And whereas Hendrix, they would say, "Oh yeah, I like Jimi Hendrix more. I don't know any Led Zeppelin," but Led Zeppelin has probably been in more movies than just about any other band.
Well, and talking
so they've definitely heard Led Zeppelin a lot.
Oh yeah, but I would take that even further. I'd be willing to bet that people would know a Zeppelin song before they would know a Hendrix song.
I think they
because and people
they don't
also
know
realize they don't know it is. But the two or three famous quote unquote famous songs for Hendrix were all Dylan songs.
And especially
now, Dylan will tell you that that's the way that all along the Watchtower should have been played to begin with. But they were, you know, there were some songs that were Dylan songs that Hendrix changed. Go ahead. What were you saying, Clove?
Oh, I was just saying, especially if you get down into the riffs and things like that.
Yeah.
Zeppelin is everywhere.
Yeah. Oh yeah, sure. One of the most famous riffs of all time. People know it, but they may not know it. It's Whole Lot of Love. I mean, that everyone has ever picked up a guitar. Like there's two riffs that they learn to play or they want to learn to play. It's that one and Smoke in the Water, right? For some reason, those are the first two riffs that people learn when they're playing guitar. It is
maybe Back in Black.
Well, that'd be a good one. Yeah, that'd be a good one. I remember the first one that when I was like 8, my very first guitar lesson. That dude tried to have me playing was it the Kinks? Was it the Kinks? I'm not sure. The song was oh my god. It was back in the 60s. Anyways, I lost it. It just kind of flew out of my head. It's okay. I have this problem sometimes.
Something from the Kinks. Okay.
Something from the Kinks. What does this say? Oh, yeah, sure. All right. Our last one. Going into the concealed carry, we've done this for a few weeks, and I think tonight maybe second to last one. I've got one more that I want to on my list of topics. Got one more topic after this one that I have down. Doesn't mean it's going to be the last one, because we can get topics from out of the air. We can. Oh, that's a good one. But this is the second to last topic that I have planned, written down on my list that I want to cover. But going into concealed carry, which do you prefer for your carry position? We're going to go hip carry. It doesn't matter whether it's inside the waist, outside the waist, whatever. Hip carry or appendix carry. And I guess Clover small, the back might be considered hip carry, right? Clover, what about you? Where do you start? Appendix or hip carry?
Yeah, I don't consider small of the back hip carry. Hip carry to me is like a 2 to 4 o'clock, 2 to 5 o'clock position.
Yeah. It is. I know small the back, but I know the reason why I said that is I know that you like the small the back carry. So
it's gonna be hip carry first, primary for sure.
Yeah. Chris, hip carry, appendix carry.
Hip carry for me.
Hip carry. Yep. I think Kyle's. Oh, he's back. Okay, I knew you were getting some of the drink. For carry here, you going hip carry or appendix carry? Which one is your go-to?
Appendix.
Ginger, what about you? Appendix or hip?
I've been a big hip carry guy, but I started carrying appendix, so it's like 50-50, but I'm going to go hip because hip seems to be more comfortable for me than appendix right now.
Yeah, for me as well. I'm definitely going hip carry. I never have been able to get comfortable with appendix. I don't know why. And it might be the gun and holster or the combination of both, just not getting the right ones. But appendix has never been comfortable to me. I see the value in it. It's not comfortable for me. So 1.4 thousand votes, 63% say hip carry, 37% say appendix. Ozzy says hip with the leather. Angry SARS is appendix if those are the only choices, but I prefer off the body. There you go. And we'll talk a little bit about that coming up here.
I figured it would be. I didn't figure it would be as close as it was.
I honestly, I thought it was going to be maybe like a 75-25 or even 80-20 for hip carry. I was kind of surprised at appendix, but you know what? The last couple of years, appendix has become a lot more popular, maybe because of the 365 style guns that are a little smaller. Holster companies actually making dedicated appendix carry holsters. That might be a reason. I don't know.
Losing weight, getting in some kind of shape.
Possibly could be too. That or that could kill you too. One or the other. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
G23 has a question for everyone out there. I'm gonna hear your answers out there in the chat as well. But he's like, does anyone have a non-dominant hand backup holster? Go through the panel. Kyle, we'll start with you. Do you have a non-dominant hand backup holster?
I do not, and that is that's probably somewhere where I need to train. Now that you bring my attention to that, just to be
using
honest.
The non-dominant hand.
Correct.
Yep. Yeah. I mean, I get the value in that. What if you're injured on your dominant hand but you've got that holster over there that's on the same side that you normally would carry, but it's a left-handed, reach across, whatever. Yeah, I get it. I get it. John, what about you?
Technically, no, but technically, yes, because I like carrying with the fanny pack, so I could always swap it if need be.
Yeah.
Or pull the fanny pack over further. So I guess
Yep.
It's it's like a 50-50 on that one too, because yes and no.
Yeah. No, I get it. Clove, what about you?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yep. When you carry small at the back, I find it optimal to use the weak side or whatever holster for that.
I never thought about that.
So I draw right-handed,
the way you draw, but that grip, it kind of puts the back of your hand against your back, correct? Exactly. Your palm facing out.
Correct.
Okay, that actually makes freaking sense. Never thought about that. That actually makes sense.
Yep.
Yeah. Christopher, what about you?
Well, I guess technically I do have a bunch of backup holsters, since like the ones that come with the guns and all the other right-handed holsters I have that I can't use.
Well, that's true. Not being a lefty, all your holsters that come with guns have non-dominant, but not by choice, right?
Right, not by choice. No, yeah. I don't carry or have one for that.
I'm trying to think. I guess it wouldn't be. I was trying to think of my ankle holster, because I wear that on my left ankle with the gun on the inside of my leg, but that wouldn't be a non-dominant hand holster, because I don't know. That's how I prefer to carry on an ankle holster.
That's an ambi holster though.
Yeah, it is, but I wear it on the inside, and so the grip is still facing us. I guess it wouldn't be a non-dominant hand. So I don't have any left-handed ones. I'm trying to think.
You don't have any that's convertible? I've got a couple that's convertible.
I have a couple universal holsters that can fit pretty much any gun, lefty or right-handed. So, I mean, I guess technically, if you count universal holsters as that, I've got a few of those. Yeah,
I've got a couple you can reverse the hardware on.
Well, these are just like they look like a V with the bottom cut out, so it doesn't matter the size of the gun. The slide, the barrel can go to the bottom. But it's a bikini holster, but it doesn't cant either direction.
Right.
So it's basically straight up and straight down. So it doesn't matter if you're left-handed or right-handed. If you consider those, then yes, I've got a couple of those. I don't use them, but I've got a couple of them.
Yeah. And then I've got some cross draw too they're I guess cross draw is technically not, but that would still be right-handed, wouldn't it? Yeah.
Your chest one, that's still a right-handed draw though, isn't it? Could it be a left-handed one?
Still, yeah, I've got still one. I've got one chest rig that's convertible, and my other ones they're all strong side. They're all right.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
I think the Alien Gear one I got is convertible, if I'm not mistaken, and then all of the others are right hand.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah.
I will say.
Yeah. What's up?
Thanks, G, because now you just identified a new training objective for me.
Right.
That's training with my non-dominant hand. Like, I'm just now realizing, like, it just sunk in, like, dude, you got to start doing some work.
Well, I mean, a lot of us, I'm not going to say all of us, but I would imagine that all of us, at least the vast majority of us, when we go to the range and we're actually working on stuff, I know I do, and I assume that most of y'all do, you at least take a magazine or two and go, non-dominant hand just in case. But what I will tell you is, I guess I've never thought about drawing with a non-dominant hand. That's a whole nother skill set that I need to think about.
Seriously.
Well, drawing in a right-handed holster too.
Well, that's true too.
You got to be able to. That might require a little bit of yoga here and there or something. Maybe even hot yoga, but because you got to figure out. It's going to depend on where you carry, especially if you carry it like 3 or 4 o'clock, right?
Yeah.
Do you go around your back to try to get to it? Do you go around the front? Like, how do you?
Hey,
or do you grab that holster? It's at 3 or 4 o'clock. Bring it over to almost like appendix position, so that's easier to draw at that point.
Well, you can't do that if you're injured, and then you have to draw almost immediately after being injured.
No, I'm just saying. I'm agreeing with you. It'd be an interesting concept of how you would do that. I'm just trying to throw ideas.
You're not going to be able to slide it for belt loops and all. So it's not like you can just grab your belt and pull it around. All right.
That's a advantage for the appendix carry guys out there. For real.
Probably be easier to get to for sure.
Yep.
Some food for thought there. Thanks, G.
Yeah. Thanks, G. This kind of goes into gear and accessories. So we're going to head and throw this question out there from Marcus. Tonight's topic is gear and accessories for concealed carry. This kind of goes into that. And I think we've kind of talked about this before, but let's go ahead and answer for Marcus. How many magazines do you carry with you? I'll start on this one. I am not a guy that on person is going to carry extra mags. I'm not that guy. I'll have them in the vehicle or wherever, but I don't carry. So for me, it's whatever magazine is in the gun. That's what I'm carrying with me. There are times when I'll throw an extra mag every now and then. If I feel weird about something, I'll throw in my pocket. But that's once in a blue moon for me. Ginger, start with you. Extra mags. Do you carry extra mags with you?
I carry one extra mag if I'm carrying a semi-automatic, and then I carry 2 speed strips if I'm carrying a revolver.
Now, is this like where you in the pockets or where you can? Are you in a fanny pack or where are you carrying this?
Depending on how I'm carrying, if it's like a strong hip or appendix, it's in the left hand pocket, and then if it's in the fanny pack, it's in the front pouch of the fanny pack. There's actual mag holders in there. Sure. And then if it's the revolver, and I didn't think about this until the other day, I was always left pocket, and I thought about the other day. I'm like, well, the way I've learned over the years to train with the revolver is you go unlatch with your right, take your left hand and push out. Well, I'm not reaching with my right hand to go get my speed strips, so I've moved them to my right pocket. Because I didn't think about that until just the other day. I was practicing. I was like, wait a minute. Have I never thought about this and swapping over so it's in the right hand pocket, strong side pocket?
There you go. Yeah. Clove?
Very
extra
rarely.
mags?
Very rarely, if ever.
Same,
and no speed strips, no clips, no. Yeah, whatever's in it is in it.
Yep. Chris, what about you? Extra mags?
I normally do. I always keep a flush fit in the gun and then an extended mag in my pocket.
Okay. Yep. Kyle, extra mags?
In the wintertime, I always keep one in my jacket. And if
That's
I'm like
fair.
Yeah. If I'm off body carrying, then like
if I'm taking a backpack or something, then obviously it's a lot easier to carry extra mags in the backpack or fanny pack or whatever.
For sure. One thing I did want to ask, because I've been thinking about this a lot. I think this got brought up maybe last show or 2 shows ago.
Okay.
I've been looking into maybe like a sidecar holster that's got the extra mag pouch there.
It's a lot of them out there right now.
Or I've heard people talking about like kind of like your pocket knife got that pocket clip on it. I've heard people talk about little mag pouches that have that clip on it that you can just stick in your pocket like an EDC item.
Yeah, there's kind of like those universal mag things, and they're like they're not Kydex. I mean, some of them might be, but most of them are like just like the molded plastic, that kind of be now they have specific brand mags, but you can find actually the universal kind of mags and all that.
Are you talking about Neo Mag? Or are you talking Neo Mag? Or are you talking like Pitbull?
So Neo Mag's the one I'm familiar with, but I was going to ask is if you guys, which I don't, did anybody on the panel say they're appendix carry guys? I don't think so.
No.
But do any of you guys have experience with the sidecar holsters? Or like experience with like the Neo Mag or something similar to that, and what
I've got well, not with the sidecar, but I've got 2 or 3 holsters that I'll only wear during the wintertime when I'm wearing like a hoodie or a fleece or something, because they're outside the waist holsters for me that have the built-in mag carrier built into the holster. Like them. They're a little bulky, but I do like them. But for the ones that I have are outside the waist. I don't have any experience with inside the waist with the built-in, but the 2 or 3 that I have are outside the waist. and I'll wear them during the wintertime. Like when I'm wearing stuff that I can conceal it outside the waist easier. I don't mind them. I don't mind them at all. I don't do it much. Any of you guys have any experience with any of these?
I don't like the not for inside the waistband, but the one with the sidecars. The issue for me is more because with the outside the waistband, I'm not terribly concerned with bulk, but is the weight. Real. I don't know what the word would be. Sensitive when it comes to weight in my pockets, on my belt, that sort of thing.
Yeah.
And yeah, just an extra mag, even without any rounds in it, let alone a loaded mag. Like that's one of the reasons I don't typically carry an extra mag.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
I have used the clip things you're talking about. I mean, I played around with them. With the pocket clips, like for pocket knives or whatever.
No, I've seen a couple different ones, like the plastic ones, and I've also seen like a nylon pouch.
Yeah,
it kind of looks like a Leatherman's pouch.
Yeah,
but you can fit a mag into it. It might have been a Leatherman's pouch. They just put a magazine into. I don't know. But it had like a belt clip on it.
Yeah, these are like a Kydex. I want to say.
Yeah, I have like the molded plastic. Stuff.
But again, it's okay, I guess. I mean, if that's what you need to do, but again, it gets into the added weight for me, and so I don't use them for that fact.
Yep.
I've messed with the Pitbull, which are like they're the two Kydex with like the rubber band material around them. It's not rubber band, but it's like they're stretchy, so they're universal. And then I know Kurt's done the sidecar thing for a while, and he likes it. And then I haven't had a chance to use the Neomag yet. I've been meaning to get one, but I've heard good things from people about the Neomags and do it in the pocket.
The sidecar that I have that I really do enjoy. That's it. The Concealment Express. I knew it's a Texas company. I think from Houston's Concealment Express. I met them 5-6 years ago at Shot Down the Dungeon, and they sent me one. That was my first sidecar holster, and it's outside the waist. So like I said, I really do enjoy it. I've got a couple more since then, but it's for the Glock 19, and like I said, outside the waist, wintertime, fantastic. Now that said, I don't know about appendix carry. I don't know if a sidecar holster for appendix would even work or how that would work. I would imagine that it's either going to feel good or you might have to adjust position. I don't know.
Yeah, that's kind of the part I'm worried about. I guess at the end of the day, I just need to make the investment and just see, that's the part I'm worried about. Is just I don't have a whole lot of real estate to work with right there. So
yeah,
adding the sidecar, I feel like the Neomag might be a more feasible option or something similar to that.
Yeah, because you could wear that small at the back. You could wear that. I mean, you could wear it in a pocket. I mean, you could wear it whatever you. I mean, you could still wear it on your belt if you wanted to, probably. But you could position it separately.
Yeah.
I mean, I get it. I get it. You're talking to a guy that really doesn't carry extra mags, so I don't.
Yeah. I just wanted to kind of see if you guys had experience.
Yeah, no, that's awesome. That's a good question. Great question, because that's part of the discussion. We're going to talk about concealed carry gear and accessories tonight, right? And excuse me. The first one we're going to probably talk about, go figure, would be holsters. But I think what the way that I want to bring this is not just talking gear and not just talking this, that, and the other, and holsters and blah, 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 but understanding for those out there that might be getting into concealed carry, what's important about the gear, right? Comfort is obviously the biggest. It sounds crazy that comfort over accessibility and performance, right? Because if you're not comfortable, then a lot of bad things are going to happen, or you might stop carrying because it's not comfortable, right? Comfort, accessibility, like I said, reliability, performance, all of these things, trying to find the right combination of holster and gun. You might have a gun and a holster, and it might not be the right kind of holster for carry for that gun. There might, you have to figure trial and error and all that. So the first thing I want to talk about, guys, with you is holsters, right? That's kind of the elephant in the room. it doesn't matter what gun you have. Let's say you bought your first gun, whatever, XYZ gun, doesn't matter. Let's talk holsters, and we've talked about last couple of weeks inside the waist versus outside the waist, appendix carry, hip carry, and all of that. What I want to talk about is choosing like the right holster. I also want to talk about some non-traditional carry holsters, whether it's shoulder holster, ankle holster. Talk a little bit about maybe off-body holsters. That's becoming more popular with fanny packs and backpacks and all of that. Trying to find the right fit for gear. But let's talk holsters real quick, and whether you choose inside the waist, outside the waist, it doesn't matter what position you carry. Clover, I want to start with you on this one. What's one of the main factors, or do you have actual factors that you're looking at when it comes to choosing a holster that's going to be specifically for carry? Do you have a set of things that you're looking for?
That's a good question.
I only ask the tough ones.
Only ask the tough ones. So, yeah, I mean, it's got to have. It's going to sound weird, maybe. I don't know, maybe not. I'm trying to figure out how to explain it. Like, it's got to have some curve to it.
Okay.
Your body is a if you do a cross section, right? It's your waist. Yeah. So it's an oval or whatever. It's not It's not square. It's not flat.
Right.
There's no flat edge. So, like, that's probably one of the ones that, or I mean, the holster obviously has to have some flex because of that. Other than that, I mean, I typically carry outside, and so really the material, I don't have to worry about that too much. I mean, retention is a big one, and I'm not saying that I have to have active.
So do you like passive or active retention if you had to choose one?
It doesn't matter to me, honestly, either way. Like active retention doesn't bother me. But I don't seek it out as long as the retention is decent enough, right? And once it's cinched into your body and all, most stuff works pretty well. So I'm trying to think. I mean, if there's any. I mean, obviously, like leather kydex, plastic, whatever.
Leather kydex, yeah. Do you have a preference?
Not really, because
I guess for something it depends on the gun, right? And
it doesn't matter because it's outside the waistband, so. I think the ride height and just
does can't play a factor at all? Holster can't.
Yeah, I don't like it. I don't like a real forward cant.
So you don't like it. You like it a little bit flatter. You don't like it straight up. You'd rather have it tilted back.
Yeah, and I get why people do the forward cant, but again, I'm wearing OWB, and it's
absolutely
not a big deal. So yeah, it can come too far forward in some cases.
Yeah, no, I get it.
Yeah, no, I'm not too picky, I guess is what I'm saying.
No, that's fine. I hear you. Chris, ask you the same question. It's kind of a ghost question where we ask several questions in one. What factors do you have, whether it's materials or cants or any features, whether it's retention? Like, do you have criteria that you're looking at when you're purchasing a holster?
Well, for me, it's always kydex. Okay. And I have, in the last year and a half, I've pretty much gone to just light bearing holsters.
Okay.
Because I got a couple. I don't need a holster for each gun. I got a more compact holster that will cover most of my 19 size guns. And then I got my full size works holster. I carry most of my full size guns as long as I'm running my Streamlight TLR1 HL or I've got I do have a I do have a Vetter holster for my 365 XL. But yeah, I've been going more light bearing. And as far as cant, I pretty much like mine just straight up.
You like your cant
outside the waistband? Yeah, I'm outside the waistband on all my holsters.
Yeah. I'm trying to. Sarge said he sent me an email with a pretty cool setup, so I'll look at this real quick. Oh, that's a pretty cool one. All right, real quick. I do want to do this on the computer real quick. Kyle, what about you? I want to bring you in. Kydex or leather? Retention. Do you have a thing that you care about the retention? Cant angles. What kind of criteria do you have when you're looking at holsters?
Yeah, so my go-to is a hybrid. It's got the leather back with the Kydex. It's inside the waistband.
Mm-hmm.
As far as retention goes, I like the adjustable retention option. That way I can just kind of like get my jaw and kind of adjust that tension as much as I want to. And as far as cant goes, I do cant a little bit inboard. So, and again, I'm an appendix carry guy. So like, I like to have it to where I can lift and kind of pull this way. So a little bit of a cant, but nothing too crazy. It's just a minor adjustment there. So
absolutely. Yeah, I hear you. Ginger, what about you? What kind of criteria are you looking for when it comes to holsters?
Well, if there's a couple, I mean, it's Kydex is normally my go-to. I've got my brand that I like because they've got that you call it the FBI cant on the holster itself.
Yeah,
that's I guess best way to say it. Normally single clip or double clip with a curve in it, so that way if I decide to carry appendix, it can curve in a little bit. If I carry hip, it curves with my hip. I've been trying out a couple different holsters lately from Fat Tack because Josh is a good friend, so I've been trying out his because I want to appendix carry, and the company I normally go with doesn't make holsters for the guns that I want to try out. Yeah. And then I used to be a big Alien Gear guy, but then I got out of it. I don't like that pancake with that hybrid, that pancake with the Kydex. And then it's weird, for my revolver, I used to carry Kydex and I switched over to like an old beat up Galco that I had laying around, and I've seemed to like that leather old beat up Galco better than the Kydex. Right? I can't tell you why.
Yeah,
it's literally the logo's worn off. Somebody gave it to me, and I've been carrying with that lately when we go walk the dog or something. And then I guess the last one, the holster, that just something that's comfortable, so that fanny pack carry with the holster inside of it, it has been a big win, and I'm really digging doing the fanny pack carry because it's like on body off body combo.
Yeah, I love the idea of the fanny pack, even if you want to run it as like a cross, shoulder bag, backpacks. The off body stuff is really something that I'm going to be probably trying to get into a little bit more. For me, real quick, my daughter's out there. So what's up, baby girl? How are you? So there you go. For me, I only use a couple different companies just because I know what they are and I like the way their holsters. So I'm a Kydex guy. Very little cant. I don't want it vertical, but I don't want a cant in there very much. I just a couple degrees. I guess because I do go hip and I like it having more, especially wintertime when I go outside the waist. Yeah, bring it on. I don't like retention. Not that I'm saying anything's wrong with that, and I don't suggest people, especially if you're starting out, get some active retention on your holsters just until you kind of get comfortable. I don't like it. The great thing about a lot of the holster companies now is you can kind of tighten the holster a little bit to where there's a little bit of retention, so it's not going to fall out. But I'm not an active retention guy. I don't like having to worry about pressing some button in a perfect sequence to draw. I just want to draw. That's just me. It is what it is. And Marcus, you're right. Says when it comes to holsters, he believes it depends on the gun and how you carry it. 100%. And then we're talking in generalities, 100%. Holsters are a big deal, but there's so many the great thing about the last 5, 6, 7 years in the holster world is there's so many companies that are making holsters specifically for concealed carry now. And there's a whole bunch of it. And Sarge did send this. I'm gonna go ahead and share this one. Kyle, this is kind of for you, a little sidecar that Sarge sent in. Let me share this. I don't know if you can see that or not. Let me actually kind of blow this. It's from, I don't know, is it Tactical or Tactical?
Tactical. That's
okay.
Nice.
So I've never heard of them, but that's a pretty cool little. It looks pretty flexible there. So little sidecar action. Yeah, that's a kind of a cool one. And $99. It sounds crazy, but $99 for a sidecar holster isn't bad. $99 for a holster in general is not bad. And it said it's Safari Land ALS level 3. There you go. But yeah, well, I see you, Pat. I've got it starred. I got several questions that are great questions out there. I've got some starred. There you go. Love you too, kiddo. There you go. That's my little girl. Stopping in and giving her old man some love. Pretty cool. Anyways, but yeah, that's a pretty cool one, Sarge. Thanks for. So is it Tactical? Is that how you say, Carl? Tactical?
Yeah, Tactical.
Okay, I guess I'm not familiar with them, so go check that out. It's a pretty cool holster right there. Thanks, Sarge.
Yeah.
Next. Oh, go ahead. Yeah, go ahead.
I just said yeah. Thanks.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
Scott, I did not get your email, so resend it, man. Resend it. Marcus got to go. Thanks for stopping in. Great questions out there, Marcus. Appreciate you. Next one. This is something that and we have touched on it in the last few weeks, but we haven't like deep dived into it a whole lot. And I think that what people don't understand, that some would say it's just as important as the holster. I would probably say it might be more important than the holster, is a belt. And a lot of people don't think about, yes, can you use whatever belt? Yeah, you can. Let's just be honest. But if you're going to be serious about carrying, getting a gun belt of some sort that's built for carry to hold that weight and all that. Let's talk belts real quick. We'll start with Chris on this one. Do you have a dedicated gun belt? And if so, share brands, styles, whatever you want to share. Plug that company, if you will.
I love my core belts. So I have a core EDC belt that I wear, with my jeans, shorts, anything that's got the belt loops. And then I also have a core battle belt too that I'll take to the range when I use that for competition. When I was still shooting competitions, I would wear that battle belt also. Yeah, I really like the core belts. They're the only ones I use. I'm sure there's other ones out there.
I shouldn't say that. Next belt's good. I like Next belts. Fashion belts, like I saw a ton of them in the golf shop. I mean, they're great. When it comes, and I've got several Next belt gun belts, and they're not bad. But if I had to choose the gun belt, my Core Essentials, I'll tell you what Core Essentials and Next belt, both of them did, was brought me to the world of ratchet belts, and I will never wear another belt besides a ratchet belt again. They're the greatest things ever. So much easier. Core Essentials, yeah, they're great belts. Kyle, what about you? What kind of belts? Is there a particular belt or kind of belt that you look for carry, or you just wear whatever you're wearing?
I've been looking in the core a lot, but I've been rocking that Next belt that you got me at SHOT Show. Yeah, that thing's nice. I have a dedicated gun belt. It's from We the People. It's got, I forget what they call their claw or whatever. Or a Talon or something, but
the Talon,
yeah, it's super nice. But yeah, I'm really liking this Next belt, and kind of like you said, like they turned me on to the ratchet system, and I'm never gonna go back. Probably.
Oh man, they are the greatest lazy man belts ever. No matter what brand you get,
except for if you get a burr on that plastic on the backside, and then you gotta like,
yeah. That's true. I can shave that a little bit, file it down if you need to, but yeah.
But I definitely have been intrigued by the core belts, and now seeing
they're great.
Everybody out in the comments kind of giving them praise, and Chris too. Like, yeah,
what I like about Core is they've got like the nylon tactical in black and FDE and OD green, but now they've also come out with gun belts, but like they're leather, like dress looking belts. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So they look like they're fancy belts, and they are fancy belts, but I mean they look, if you had to dress up a little bit, you're not having to give away that sturdiness of a gun belt. It's just going to make it look like it's a normal leather belt, but it's really a gun belt as well.
Yeah, they don't always have to look super tactical. And
No,
John, you guys on the State of the Second, didn't you guys just have I might say this wrong, Blue Force Tactical or somebody like that?
We had Blue Force gear, yeah.
Yeah, Blue Force gear. I think he said they carry belts or something like that.
Yeah, Blue Force gear does a really good belt. I just don't have one. I've heard a lot of good things about their belts.
Yeah.
I never tried them out. I need to try them out. Yeah. Go ahead, Chris.
I was going to say the other greatest thing about Core belts is like when you're out to eat and you eat way too much food, you can just reach down and hit that little button and loosen that thing
Hell
up.
yeah. It's Joey's Thanksgiving belt, right? We're just gonna instead of putting the fat pants on, we'll put the fat belt on. We can just loosen that up real quick. For sure. Ginger, do you have a dedicated carry belt, or are you just wearing whatever belt you're wearing that day?
I've been wearing the same belt for a while, and I don't know who makes it. I don't know. I can't remember who gave it to me, but it's one of my favorite. It's the one. It's got a loop in the front, and you pull it, and it's Velcro all the way around. But it's kind
of like a rigger's belt almost.
Yeah, kind of like a rigger's belt,
or an inner belt or something like that.
It's kind of
okay,
kind of like an inner belt, and I love that belt. I don't know. I the main reason why I love it is because I never have to take it off at the airport. But it is fair. A comfy belt. It's great. I can adjust how much tension is just by unvelcroing and pulling. And I wish I knew the brand name off the top of my head, but I've had that belt for like 4 years now.
Does it have any Kydex or anything in there to where it would hold weight, or is it just a flimsy kind of a belt?
No, it holds weight. It's got a metal insert all the way through it. So it's non-magnetic metal. I don't know exactly what's in there, but it's not flimsy. It holds.
Sounds pretty shady to me. I'm just saying.
I don't know. I like it.
Trying to sneak through TSA. What the hell, man? I would too.
Listen, that's the biggest pain in the ass. Taking off your belt and then worrying about your pants falling off.
100%. Absolutely.
I try to get sweatpants on all my airports.
I try to wear drawstring or sweatpants or something if I can when I go on a plane.
It's annoying. Sweatpants and hey dudes.
I'm a slide guy, yeah. Or just Nikes that can just slip in and out real quick, Clove will bring you in dedicated carry belt. I know that you picked up a Core Essentials at GOA. Is that the first ratchet belt that you've had?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah.
And
definitely, it's
you
nice.
A believer now?
And the belt itself is nice too. It's very sturdy. It doesn't collapse in on itself at all. The vast majority of my belts have all been leather.
Just leather.
Just
good leather belts.
Nice, good, leather belt.
Not made specifically for guns, but the leather belts are
made specifically for guns.
Okay.
Usually 1 3/4 as well.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
So, nice and thick. Not like a dress belt type thing or even a Western belt type thing, but nice and thick, made for carry, but leather. Just because it, all the belts I'd really messed around with prior to the Core anyway. They would collapse. They would collapse in, whether it was leather, whether it was whatever. You had that I don't even what you call it, vertical collapse, and
it's kind of flipped, the leather almost, folded over almost.
The leather just wouldn't do that, and that Core doesn't do it either, which is really cool, considering the Core is a lot thinner, lighter weight belt, But that's just, for me, it's you know, you do things for so long, right?
Mhm.
And it's like it
Mhm.
works. Why fuck with it? Like,
Yeah, no, I get it.
like I've been carrying for I don't even know decades at this point. It's like it's like leather was kind of this where you had to go once upon a time, and they haven't wore out. And so like why not?
Yeah, it's kind of like though with your jeans. You wore jeans forever. Then we finally got you into,
Well, there was you remember, and I don't want to get into all that here, but there was a reason for that. You know what I
I
mean? And that's
understand
what
that. But
I'm
what I'm
saying.
saying is you for whatever reason opened your eyes a little bit and expanded to other possibility with pants. And once
Yeah.
again, now we're talking about for whatever reason. The reason is because
I
you
didn't
didn't
have a
have a
belt to
belt,
hold. Yeah. Yeah.
and so you needed a belt. But for whatever reason, the reason why I think belts are important is getting a dedicated gun belt. Now you don't have to go and get the Core Centrals or Next Belt or Blue Alpha or whatever these companies are. There's a lot of gun belts out there that aren't name brands. I'm sure you can find something on Amazon. If not, I'm sure they have something somewhere. But the reason why for you out there that are just maybe get into concealed carry, there are reasons to have a gun belt as your carry. One, a lot either have metal, or they have kydex, they have some kind of structure inside the belt to hold the weight of that holster. Like Clover was saying, some of those belts will fold over and over, especially over time. They'll just bend and twist, and they're not going to be sturdy to hold the weight of that holster. Once they do that, what happens? Now that this affects your draw, it could make an unsafe draw. It could get hung up because it's sitting at a weird angle now. If you're going to be serious, and I'm not going to say go buy a specific brand because there are a lot of good ones out there. I'm not saying that you have to go and buy an expensive one. What I will say is go try to find a belt that is a gun belt that is going to be able to hold the weight, whether you're going inside the waist, outside the waist, it doesn't matter. A gun belt is, I think it's very, very key. And like I said, I would argue that it's at least as important as the holster decision, if not more, because I think that belt, you're not going to be able to really run a holster without a good belt properly. So that's just me. That's just me. Oh, hold on here. Private chat. What does this say? I don't know. I've heard of Blue Alpha. I've never heard of Blue Force, but I don't know. I
think I said Blue Force. I get those two mixed up all the time, but it's Blue Alpha.
Okay, I've heard of Blue Alpha. I've never heard of Blue Force, but if it's Blue Alpha, I don't have one, but I've heard of them. I heard their stuff's actually pretty good. Blue Alpha gear, right? Yeah, I've heard of them. I've actually never talked to them before, but I've heard of them. And everything I've heard about them is good. So let's kind of talk clothing options. For those out there that are starting, I will say this, that you don't necessarily have to, especially if you're going to go outside the waist. But one of the things that you might have to start thinking about in clothing when you start carrying is if you're one of those that likes to wear maybe tighter pants that are, let's say, hip hugging or whatever, don't have a lot of stretch, you might want to think about going up a size, especially if you're going inside the waist, because you got to create room for that gun and holster. Then we're talking about concealed carry, whether or not you start wearing your shirts untucked or however. Start with Christopher on this one. Did I start with you on the last one, or did I start with Clover in the last one? Yeah, I start with Clover in the last one. Start with Chris on this one. When it comes to like when you started carrying and then into now, what clothing differences, changes in how you wore clothing? Did you change how you wore clothing a little bit to when you started carrying?
Not really, because I always wore longer baggy shirts and
Okay.
always had baggy hoodies on in the winter and when it,
Yeah.
in the fall and whatnot. So no, not really. I mean, I didn't really change.
And
anything.
you go outside the waist, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah, so that helps where you don't have to really worry about changing pant sizes, waist sizes, because if you're going outside the waist, that is a perk for going outside the waist. By the way, Kyle, I want to talk about you. Did you have to make any adjustments with clothing when you started carrying?
Not really. I mean, for those out there who like know me and see me on a regular basis, know I roll shirtless typically anyway.
It's a beautiful sight to be seen.
No.
I'm telling you.
No, the only thing I ran into when I first started carrying, and even still to this day, like some shirts just ride right at your freaking waistline.
Yep.
I've always hated those anyway, my entire life.
Yeah.
So I do have to be conscious of that. Some brands just are into that type of stuff, I guess, but
yeah.
Or they'll shrink to that. So I try to stay conscious of that. But other than that, I haven't really changed it up. But again, I'm an appendix carry guy, so not really too hard to conceal that way.
So let me ask you guys this, and this goes for the whole panel. So just chime in. Don't wait for me to call you out. And I think we've kind of briefly brushed on this in a few episodes ago, but anyone here, and maybe we all kind of notice it or we think about it, but are we any of us in this panel worried about printing? Is printing an issue for you guys? Is it something you try, like you forcibly try not to print, or do you really care? I personally don't give a shit. I don't think there are many people are looking at it. Now, we also don't have any state laws in Arkansas about printing, which some weird states do. Printing, where do you guys fall on that, Kyle?
I prefer not to, but
sure.
Honestly, I try to stay conscious of it, but I honestly don't care if it happens, it happens. But I also don't wear, medium shirts or anything like that either. So,
I get it. Ginger, what about you? Do you care about printing much?
For some reason, since I started carrying, it's always been in the back of my mind at all times. I don't know why, but it's like one of those things I'm always worried about printing. And I don't know if it's just because somebody beat it in my head in a class one time, but
probably, yeah. It's okay. I mean, it's there's nothing wrong with it. I was wondering because I know that I don't remember where it was, but like one of our first episodes of Concealed Carry, someone on the chat was talking about they have printing laws. Was it Florida?
It was Florida, yeah.
That's crazy to me.
Yeah, it kind of blows my mind. But John, I mean, that's a tactically sound like.
No, I'm not saying. Absolutely. I'm not saying don't think that way. I think it's fine. For me, I've never have really thought about it because, I don't know. Clover, what about you?
Gunshine state my ass, right? Like the Florida people out there need to break out the tar and feathers or something. Come on.
Wow.
I chuckle when they say gunshine state. They don't have open carry. They got printing laws. Like, come on, get rid of some of that. Like, what you doing? You're behind the curve, Florida. Come on. I've never cared, and not that I haven't had issues, but the only thing that kind of got in the back of my mind once upon a time, long time ago, was the whole idea of like reaching above your head, doing something right, and like something showing, because I carry outside waistband.
Yeah, I worry about that more than I would printing through shirts.
But we've had no laws on printing or anything like that. Yeah. And even my story on the one time the cops were called that I had to have been reaching up and getting something. It ended with zero incident. In fact, it was a funny thing, but I typically will wear a little larger. I don't wear skin tight stuff anyway for comfort reasons. So like none of that's an issue. But I remember I wasn't carrying for too long, and at that time all we had was concealed carry. We didn't have the open carry, the option. And so this was a very long time ago, but and I don't know, I'd probably been carrying a few months or something like that. And so I'm in Walmart doing my shopping, and I'm walking back up to the front. I'd done some stuff walking up to the front, and I turned the corner, and here come two, of the city cops.
Mm.
And they pointed at me, and they were laughing. And of course, I started laughing because I fucking knew all the cops and shit. You know what I mean? Like, it's not like I didn't know who they were. And so anyway, they get over there where I'm at. I'm like, hey, what's going on, guys? And they're like, oh, so you're the jackass is the reason we got called down here. And I'm like, what are you talking about? I thought they were jacking with me, And then directly here comes like the Walmart manager and shit over there. And there was a lady that I had gotten I got some stuff off of a top shelf back in automotive, right?
Mm-hmm.
And that's the only thing that we could think of that she happened to walk by at the time that I reached up, and she said,
Sure.
So anyway, she had went over and told the manager it was somebody with a gun.
He brandished his. No, he didn't.
So, like, that's literally where it ended. The
it's
like,
those things where
they were like, oh yeah, that makes sense, and it was obvious to the store manager, which now my sister-in-law is a store manager, so it wouldn't matter anyway. But way back then she wasn't. But anyway, they were like, yeah, it's obvious what happened. All right, go about your business. It's all good. It wasn't a big deal, right?
Right.
Some random person that freaked the fuck out is all it was.
And I get it. And I think that's, like I said, for me, printing never even becomes a factor in my mind. Maybe it should. I don't know. But I do every now and then when I'm at Walmart or something, and especially if I'm going outside the waist during the wintertime, I got a fleece or a hoodie or something, and I'm reaching up, like C4 Defense says, I'm reaching up over my head to reach that middle shelf. I do worry about showing.
Bending over,
Arkansas, and it doesn't matter in Arkansas. It doesn't matter, but it is. I do understand why people do worry. I worry.
Well, it happens if you bend over instead of squatting down too. Like, can do it. You can pull your shirt if you bend over. So I
very rarely have to bend over for you because I'm short. I'm short enough that I don't have to bend over. Most people. When most people have to bend over, I'm eye level with.
Well, do y'all have open carry too, though, don't you?
Yeah, we do.
See, that was the thing with me. So once we got the open carry, now it's constitutional carry. Now, like, nothing fucking matters. But
that's the way we are.
Back then, when it switched over and it was concealed or open with a license, back then, like the minute that went into effect, like
the weird thing is
I gave zero shits at that point. You know what I mean?
Didn't mean to bother you. No, we had concealed carry permit, but open carry, you didn't have to have a permit. Like, it was just, and that was
you already had that.
Yeah, so that was so that was kind of the evolution. Is we went concealed carry. We had concealed carry permit forever, right? And then we went enhanced concealed carry permit, which allowed you to carry in more places. At the same time, open carry became a thing. And then the second, which is every other year, we don't have a session every year; it's every other year. So 2 years later, which was the next legislative session, constitutional carry came in. So, but we didn't, like, our open carry. It wasn't like it had to have a permit. It was just open carry. It was fine. If you wanted to conceal carry, you had to have a permit. But if you wanted to open carry, you didn't need anything, which was kind of strange. But it is.
Yeah, ours wasn't that way. Yeah,
Ohio was the same way, where you could open carry, but the minute you got into a vehicle, it was considered concealed carry. So you had to unhook everything, unload, travel separately, unloaded magazine because Ohio used to
unless you don't stop, correct?
What? No, the minute you got in the car, it became concealed carry in Ohio.
Okay.
So you could legally.
I thought you were kind of like Illinois, where you're supposed to have the gun and the magazine separated, but if you don't stop, like, there's a loophole where it doesn't have to be separated as long as you don't stop anywhere or get out of your car. Like, wasn't that a thing in Ohio also for something? I don't know why I thought that.
No,
also
Ohio
had. If there's castle doctrine or not, though, right?
This is true too, yeah, because the vehicle for some states, castle doctrine does include the vehicle that you're in.
Yeah, Ohio had a weird law too for the longest time. It was you could open carry, but you couldn't get into the car with it because then it was concealed carry. But you could have the gun in the trunk, and even if it was in the trunk locked up, if the magazine was loaded anywhere in the vehicle, it was considered a loaded firearm. And that was a big thing they changed when they went to constitutional carry. It was the dumbest law, but anything like even a speed strip or a speed loader was considered a loaded firearm if it was loaded, if it had ammo in it.
That's interesting. Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
And this is the part of the show where we should point out that all gun laws are stupid, unconstitutional, and yeah.
And all permits are just a tax.
Same thing. Still, yeah, unconstitutional. Yeah.
Absolutely.
I will say, when I take pictures with Chris and I try to put my arm around his shoulder, yeah, it shows everything. My wife took pictures of us at AIM Day up at AIM Surplus.
Chris is a big old boy.
Yeah, my shirt, I'm like reaching up. You know,
I had to jump up in his arms and had to carry me when I take pictures with him because I look like just a minion, you know.
I do an under the shoulder hug.
Oh, I'm gonna have to try that.
Yeah.
There you go. Yeah. Clothing. Yeah. We talked a little bit about magazine carriers and all that, and I think we got to kind of already cover that. That was on my list. We kind of talked about that earlier.
You got on a tangent with clothing, I think, while you were talking to Kyle, and went off. Like,
did I not finish with everybody on clothing?
I don't think you did.
We did kind of go off, and I think Ginger. I didn't ask Ginger because he looks butthurt. So yeah, go ahead, Ginger. What kind of clothing changes did you make, or did you make when you started carrying?
Well, I was baggier, but then I gained a bunch of weight, so then it became tighter clothing, and then I had to lose a bunch of weight.
Not
again
by
to make
choice,
it
though.
baggier.
I guess kind of by choice. Kind of by choice.
Yeah, kind of by choice. So, also, like, why is every industry shirt super skin tight? Like, even in a 2XL, it's annoying.
Yeah,
but yeah, it's. I went a little bit baggier. I think my pants size, I went up 2 sizes just because, and then that was it.
Absolutely.
Simple.
Yeah.
I didn't really change anything. No, I was just going to say, for me, really didn't change anything.
Yeah, but when you started carrying, real quick, Clover, when you started carrying, have you always kind of been outside the waist?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm used to carrying while hunting and on property and that sort of thing. So, and that was pretty much all open carry. So, and I very rarely do I ever tuck, tuck shirts or do anything like that. Sure. And so, it's pretty much it covers. But I will say that the kind of the point with the belt you made earlier and things like that, people, I mean, it's worth experimenting probably. Because, I never really give a whole lot of thought to inside the waistband. And never really played around with it that much until I got out of the jeans. And then once I got out of the jeans and got into pants that had more flex and more stretch and things like that.
Options were available to you.
Yeah. Then I started playing around more with inside. And I still, that's not my preferred way to carry. But it's an option, and I mean, obviously, with at Goals, right? I mean, I carried IWB at Goals simply because that was the holster that was happened to be there at the time. But
right,
at least I was somewhat accustomed to it and had the pants to pull it off.
Got to remember,
What's up?
You gotta remember, Clover started carrying with Doc Holliday and Bat Masterson, so
I ain't quite that old. I ain't as old as
that's Gary.
I mean,
that's Gary.
Gary started carrying during the Civil War.
Oh, he was with Abe. Okay.
I started carrying more with let's see, who would it be? Trying to even think. Maybe Walker Texas Ranger or something. I don't know.
There you go. Real quick, I want to kind of blow through this one real quick. Off-body carry was brought up. Obviously, Ginger, I have a fanny pack. I've got a backpack that's dedicated for carry, depending on what I want to carry. So, Ginger, obviously, I know where you stand with off-body carry. Start with Kyle on this one. Off-body carry, whether it's a fanny pack, backpacks, whatever. Where do you stand on off-body carry right now?
started off body carrying last year. Took the family Red River Gorge out here in Kentucky, and we're doing a lot of hiking and climbing and stuff like that. So I had a fanny pack. It wasn't like specifically made for carrying or anything like that.
Yeah.
But it had the little compartments in there, and it happened to fit the Kiger perfectly.
Perfect.
So
there you go. Did you like it? Did you like it? Or were you okay with it?
I loved it. I thought it was awesome. It was easy, accessible. Yeah, it really fit the bill as far as that went, and it was very inconspicuous. So
absolutely,
no doubt. I'm a big fan. I prefer to on body carry, obviously, but in certain situations, I am not against off body carrying at all.
Absolutely, so. I'm the same way. I've come to like it more and more, actually. I mean, Ginger. I mean, obviously, you use. So I mean, you go for it, but I mean, obviously, you're a proponent of it.
Yeah, I really like. I started off body carrying.
Real quick, which fanny pack? Because you have like a fanny pack designed for carry, right? It's got a built-in holster, or at least what brand? So people out there might be looking for what brand do you use?
Right now, I use Vertex. I've got two Vertex ones. One is smaller. It's technically Lena's design. I prefer that one a little bit better because it's a little bit small. The other one I have has like a cell phone pocket in the front, which is more of like a hiking style fanny pack. So you can like pull the cell phone down, you can look at maps and stuff like that.
That's one that I would probably like. I think that's probably right at mine.
I like it. It's just super bulky for me. I don't know. I just like how simplistic the other one is. It's really small. This one's got a ton of pockets. It also comes with this awesome. The guys over at Vertex said you could put 3 rolls of quarters in it and use it as a bludgeoning device if need be.
You could put 3 rolls of quarters in anything and it would work just fine.
Right. So I started doing the off body in 2020 with my backpack AR I built when I was working at Faxon, and I used the Vertex. I've used Vertex bags since. They work the best. I like them the best.
Yep.
They're very inconspicuous, especially in Vegas, because everyone's wearing them. And I put everything from my backpack AR into it to the Strybog that fits right in the back. To they have a thing called Tactigami it folds up into a holster, and you can and it velcros on the inside, so you can have a holster right there ready to go and everything like that. So a really big, and they do it for mag pouches and everything too. So they got air mag pouches and things like that.
Yeah. Awesome. Real quick, Sarge's talking about he likes the fanny / waist bags, but he doesn't like the carry sling bags. I don't either. What I do like is taking the fanny pack, like the waist bag, and just running it cross shouldered, to where the fanny pack pouch is like right here or whatever. I don't like the ones that are designed to be like the sling bags. Those are too bulky for me. But running a fanny pack and just running it cross shouldered, I'm down with for sure. I like the cross shoulder. I just don't like the big cross shoulder bag. If you use a fanny pack run it cross shoulder, I'm down. Clover, what about you? Off body carry, yay, nay?
I'm okay with it. I don't do a lot of it. I certainly don't do. I do not do fanny pack. Not well. I'm trying to think if anything I got to even a fanny pack. I think they're about the size of a fanny pack. I've got some smaller sling bags that are like the size of a fanny pack.
Yeah, sure.
You probably could cinch them and wear them around your waist if you wanted. I do on occasion off body with the sling bags, but that's usually like I'm at like the trade days. I'm at a show. I'm somewhere where I need my bag for other things. Right? It's not just the sole purpose of carrying, and it's like, well, why not? Like that keeps it off my waist, and that the weight, which I've already said I don't like. So it works, and it's all right there too. And the couple bags I've got, it's got the big huge pocket on the back side, which makes getting to the firearm really, really easy anyway. The biggest thing I would say, because we haven't really talked about the women and purses and concealed carry purses or really anything got into that thing, which we're talking about off body, that does come into play.
Absolutely.
So the one thing I would point out, I'm definitely not going to advise anybody on anything with that, but what I would point out is, regardless of off body, make sure that it's secured. It's not some grab and run, purse snatching thing. I mean, having it cross body is way better than just slung over one shoulder, that
100%.
type of thing. So make sure it's secured as best as you can. And don't take it off and leave it somewhere. Like,
true.
If you've got to take it off to go to the bathroom or something, take it off and hand it to somebody. Let them hold it.
And absolutely. Yeah. Chris, off body carry, yay, nay?
Yeah, we brought this up a couple weeks ago. I'm actually intrigued with this whole fanny pack thing. I've been doing a bunch of research on different bags, and I've been looking at the Bando bag, I think, is one that I've been interested in, and then the one that John's using, the Vertex. So, I don't know. I think I would really like it at work. Because I do have a tendency, like when there's certain houses I go into, I just take the gun out, hide it in the truck, lock the truck up, and but with that bag, I could just have it on me all the time, even while I'm working in the house. So I don't know.
Yeah, and the great thing about it is if you don't want that pouch right in front, you can always flip it around. It's in the back, so it's not in your way. I started doing the fanny pack, I don't know, about a year or so ago, and kind of as a joke, honestly. I got one as kind of a joke, and I was like, actually, you know what? Like, I'm down with the fanny pack, So yeah, I think that's one of those things where I'll put it to you this way. If a fanny pack or a backpack or, for the ladies, a purse or whatever, if that's something that opens up options for you to carry, like maybe you wear clothes that probably wouldn't be good to carry, right, with tucked in shirts or whatever. Maybe you have a job that you're really not supposed to carry. Having a backpack or that fanny pack or whatever, if that opens the door for you to possibly start carrying, then I think it's something that you need to at least look at, right? I'm all for it. I'm all for it. Would I rather have it on person? 100%. I'd rather have it on person. That said, there are situations that having the off body does probably present a better way of doing it for me. So
everyone keeps saying, here's my argument. And I guess I'm weird. I think fanny pack is a hybrid because it's technically on person. It's not off person because it's on.
I mean, it's
attached to your body.
Technically, it's attached to your body,
but it's
not.
Weird,
yeah, I get it.
It's that weird, like, technically it's not on your body, but that fanny pack, if you've got it around your waist or across your body, it's on your body and it's right there. So I hate calling it off body because it's kind of like it's not off body, because when I think off body, I think backpack or purse or something like that. I think the fanny pack is just a different.
I would, you know what? The more you say that, I mean, I guess I could. I would still consider a fanny pack maybe off body because it's not attached and secured on like a belt or something like that. But I could see the argument saying if it's clipped on, a fanny pack's clipped on your waist or whatever, that could be considered. I just consider basically if it's put in a bag of any kind, you know what I'm saying? I consider that off body, but the fanny pack, I could see it going both ways, but whatever.
It's kind of like when you got a crossbody, it's kind of similar to having a chest rig, like
or a shoulder holster almost.
Your like work area is all right here.
Yeah. When I'm wearing the pack or whatever, the sling pack, it's exactly the same draw, the same draw as my chest rigs.
Yep.
We haven't talked anything about the belly band holsters. That hasn't come up, and that is an option for a lot of people.
Well, I just got a text from
I
Scott
don't like
them
personally, but
he would mention belly bands. I don't. I don't have one. I've never used one, so I have no reference to whether it's comfortable or not, if it's good or not. I just know that it does not interest me. Anybody here in the room have experience with belly bands?
I do not, but I've thought about it heavy. Like we talked about, I think, like I said, last episode or 2 episodes ago. I've got some like limitations on like shoulder movement.
Yeah.
So like
absolutely.
if I was not able to appendix carry, that would be probably my go-to right there. Would be the belly band. I'm in the same camp you are. I don't have experience with it. Never tried it. But I have thought a lot about it because, that appendix carry, when you're first trying to get used to that, it is pretty, it's definitely an adjustment period. But, I'm good with this.
I'll say this, that, we've talked, Kyle, and everyone in this room has talked. I don't like appendix carry because it's not comfortable. I do recognize the benefits of quicker and easier draws, probably. So that's interesting for me to think, well, appendix carry, I don't like. But what if I did a belly band and start carrying it right there? It's just not down there.
Yeah.
It's higher a little bit, but you still have the same, even more. It's almost up here a little bit by your navel to where it's almost your work area. So it's right there. It might be even quicker to get to present. That might be something to think about. I never thought about that way. It might be, and people out there are saying the belly bands are comfortable as hell. I don't know. I've never used one, but that might be something to look at for sure. Clove, you have one, don't you?
Yeah, I've got a few. Yeah. So my wife's used them occasionally too. So they've got a place. I would never consider a belly band for a primary carry. I don't think ever. As far as somebody out there said they were uncomfortable, and I think the person that said uncomfortable is a little on the stick figure side of things. I will say this: it appears to me that the more portly you are, the more comfortable a belly band is.
Okay.
You have kind of more padding, and when you cinch it down, you feel what I'm saying. I think is how it works.
No, I see a belly band being good for people that run, like do jogging and running activities, and they still want to care where they're running. I think that might be a great option for them.
And then there was another comment out there, and I just want to address a couple of these. I don't know where they're at, but that said something about they collapse when you draw. Well, first of all, your reholster is much different than your draw. You got time to reholster, so let's take that into consideration first, and you shouldn't be drawing if you don't have to draw anyway. But the other part of that is there are belly band holsters that have Kydex shell, leather shell. It's
I'm
not
sure.
Just a piece of it's not just a piece of elastic. Some of your really cheap ones are, but there are belly bands that have an actual kind of holster built into them, and those are definitely easier to reholster. One thing that I will say, finding the right place to like put it on or how to put it on, as far as comfort, is a problem. I will say that. And then the second thing you talked about it being lower, being higher, or whatever. Well, I mentioned that with the criteria for my holsters, right? Is like where it rides or whatever.
Height. Yeah, absolutely.
For me, it seems like either it rides too high or it makes going to the bathroom a pain in the ass. One of the two. Because I have to jack with it to go to the bathroom if it's down lower. You feel what I'm saying?
To jack with it in the bathroom. Whoa.
No. To go to the bathroom. God. I don't do it in
Obviously, Ginger's not listening, but he heard that. What the hell?
Do it in the bathroom. Oh, throwback to the George Michael chat we had the other night, maybe.
Right.
Anyway. So it's got drawbacks, but I would say if they're cheap enough, I would say if you haven't experienced one, pick one up.
I haven't, and I think I might
play with it.
Yeah, just play with it, baby. That's my motto. Just play with it. But no, I never thought about it, but that might be a way under certain circumstances. I never tried one. Never thought about getting one, but I might. You never know. Might get one. Real quick, got 15 minutes left. There's a couple questions that I wanted to get to, but real quick, and it's not a quick one. We might have to do this be another topic. I'm gonna let you guys decide this. One of the things I want to go through is like additional like accessories or gear that you carry, whether it's flashlights or knives or med kits or tourniquets or things that you carry, whether on person or off body. I think for this one, I think we should give more than 15 minutes to this topic. I think that there's a lot of these things that are very, very important. What do you guys feel about doing just that kind of gear accessory talk next week, whether it's flashlights, knives, medkits, non-gun carry, everyday carry items? What do you guys? I think that's a very important topic.
That's a lot of stuff.
Okay, so we're gonna do that next week, right? We're gonna do that next week, and I think that could be a whole show in itself, and I think it'd be a great show on its own. So now Marcus has already left, and he's this week. Now I started this before we got to it, and I should have, but he was talking about I've seen more guys carrying in what looks like a man purse they wear cross-chested. So yes, it's whether it's the sling or the fanny pack. Yes, Marcus, try it.
It's a satchel. It's a satchel.
It's a satchel. It's a merce. It's a man's purse. It's a merce.
Indiana Jones had one.
True that. Now this is kind of off topic, but it's on topic. Still carry kind of stuff, maybe vehicle carry. Pat earlier says thoughts on the carbine conversion kits for your CCW to keep in your truck. Whether he's talking like the sub 2000, not a sub 2000, but the what are those? The SIG thing that you or
Flux brace or the recover tactical kit for your
Glock. The ones that you can put, you put your Glock into a carbine. I can't remember what it's called, like the MC something or whatever it's called.
You gotta go to your truck. If you've got to go to your vehicle, right, to get that, why would you not have something far?
Have a regular rifle in there, AR or whatever. If that's what you have, bro. If that's what you have, see, and we talk about this all the time. I use my handguns to get to my rifle. So I'm going to use, that's why I try not to carry extra mags, because if I'm in that situation, I'm trying to get to my vehicle because I got all sorts of fun shit in my vehicle sometimes. Right. So I'm going to use my handgun to get to my truck or my vehicle, because in my vehicle, I have an AR, I'll have whatever. Now, if that's all you have is something to convert your pistol to a carbine, then hell yes. Yes, the answer is yes. But some of those things cost $200-$400. For the same price, you can go and get yourself an AR pistol of some sort. You know,
can I push? You brought up. Can I push back on this whole idea of getting to the damn vehicle for a minute?
I don't know if you want to.
Because
MCK, thanks, Sarge. Yeah, MCK.
At the point that you've done what you've had to do, and you've made it to your vehicle, at what point in some weird ass rare scenario are you having to now get into the vehicle to get more ammunition and firearms and stuff?
Oh no.
Shouldn't you be out of the danger at that point?
Well, you would hope so, but what I'm saying to you is I'm not looking to stay in a static location with a handgun, right?
True. Yes.
I'm going to be active. I'm going to be moving. And if I have the option, I'm moving towards a vehicle to either get the hell out of there or to get to a weapon system that might be better than the handgun. Yes. I mean, in a real world scenario, if you're having to go through your magazine and your handgun and get to your vehicle and still having to
get probably away from the threat, right?
Then,
you're probably away from the threat at that point.
One would hope so. That's what I'm trying to think. Yes. You know, then
when I hear truck gun,
something's gone terribly wrong. And you're talking now at that point, you're probably in a Red Dawn scenario, you know, not just a self-defense, you know.
So, you know, the whole idea, we've talked about it a lot, the whole idea of a truck gun, I get, and I'm cool with that. But for me, the truck gun is not something that I'm trying to get to, right, with my EDC. The truck gun is something that is an option that's there in the vehicle. If I'm already there at that location, I can opt for it over the EDC.
No, absolutely 100%. Now, what I'm saying is the conversion. If I had a choice between a conversion or an AR that I'm trying to get to, it's going to be an AR.
Yeah, why not have a superior tool? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
at that
Now,
point.
Scott says the best weapon in your vehicle is the vehicle itself. Depends on how you're trying to utilize that as a weapon. Are you talking about trying to get the hell out of Dodge, or are you using that for cover and concealment? Because if you're using a vehicle for cover and concealment, it's one of the worst places you could ever be. The vast majority of that car is an aluminum or fiberglass hollow shell that shit's going to pass through. There's only a couple, 3 different points in the entire vehicle that it could be used to stop a bullet. That said, if you're talking about using it as a weapon to run somebody over with or get the hell out of Dodge, then yeah, it's a great one. If you're looking for to provide yourself some protection, now you've put yourself in a can that is not the smartest place. A lot of people think that cars are safe. They're not very safe in a gunfight.
Yeah, and if you're in a strip mall or if you're in a strip mall or if you're in some type of a location like that, there's probably some concrete somewhere that'd be a much better place to hide.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Well, I want to stress one thing because
Chris, go ahead.
I think it was Scott that brought up the MCK kit, and I've got a lot of rounds. I have 2 of those kits, and I don't like to say that they're a good option to keep in the truck. Your pistol is locking onto a charging handle, so your slide is now locked onto a charging handle.
Yep.
Then you're also covering up your ejection, so now you've got an ejection port there. And one thing you'll run into with the MCK, if you're using weak ammo and you're not getting a good ejection pattern off that ammo will hit that port and it'll cause stovepipes, and it can be catastrophic because your gun's trapped inside of a kit. So if you are going to carry an MCK kit, you definitely want to run hotter ammo than you normally would run through that gun, because now you've got a little extra mass on that slide and you got to get through that ejection port. I've got a video out on that where I showed people.
Good point.
Yeah, so it's just it's kind of more of a range toy than anything, but if you are going to use it for self-defense, then you're going to have to tailor the ammo for it, because you will get stovepipes once in a while with one of those kits.
Yep. Excellent. Go ahead, John.
My other thing I wanted to say is a lot of people are talking about truck guns and things to put in their vehicle. I know, like, I wanted a truck gun in Ohio, but Ohio's permit is a pistol permit. So you can't have a loaded rifle. So you got to make sure that you're following. Like, if you have a loaded, let's call it Keltec sub 2000, that's considered, depending on your state law, you got to be wary of that too. That's why I've always done like the AR pistol or the Strybog pistol or anything like that, because those are pistols, and with my concealed pistol permit, depending on your state, it's always good to have something that, if you ask, people ask questions.
Absolutely.
Well, then you've also got, you got to make sure it's secured in the vehicle when you're talking about those type of things too, because then you get, break-ins and other things for your quote unquote truck gun.
Most definitely. How many Defense Dad says, how many people actually have truck guns? Not every vehicle has a realistic place to stow a rifle out of sight or even securely. Fair point. Depends on what the vehicle. Obviously, if you have a smaller vehicle, your truck gun might have to be an AR pistol or something like that. If you have a truck or an SUV or something like that, your options are different. The great thing about that is there's a lot of companies in the last 2 or 3 years that are focusing on vehicle storage and how do I put that? Hiding in plain sight, if you will, in a vehicle, that are pretty awesome. So there are people that are out there now that have the vehicle guns in mind. So a lot of great, like, I know that a couple of years ago there was a big run on a couple of different companies that were doing like glove box or middle console safes, for cars, and there you go. So yeah, it's one of those things where if you want to have a vehicle gun, then there's probably options out there if you look hard enough, you know.
I've seen one not too terribly long ago that was interesting, and it was for it actually attached to the headrest of like your pickup. Let's say you had a crew cab, and you could put 2 long guns in it, and they span from one seat to the other, right? So the way that I seen it set up, they had one facing one way and one facing another, so that whichever side you come to, you had it, you could pull it out, whatever.
Yeah, you had one if you're or the passenger if they needed to have.
That's
something.
What I'm saying. Yeah. They pulled it. Yeah. So anyway, that's how they had it. But either way, it went and hung over the seat, and it was like that, and it had this like Velcro cover on it, and I mean. It looked like, how you like minivans or, whatever, the soccer mom cars got the thing behind the seat with all the pouches for the kids' drinks and the snack. That's what it looked like.
Yep.
Like it didn't look, and especially if the back windows were tinted, like somebody like walking by, they wouldn't think about, hey, there's a gun in that or anything.
Right.
I don't think anyway.
There you go. Great conversation tonight, guys. Thank you so much, Kyle and Ginger, Clover, and Chris. Thanks out there in the chat. Great conversation out there. Lively chat. Great questions. Great comments.
Flexing, by the way.
What's that?
Sarge is out there flexing.
Yeah, I saw his Colt M16. Okay, that'd be awesome. Now that's a vehicle gun. That's Colt M16 is probably his work vehicle, which he would have access to stuff like that. I think he's required. Some people are saying we're not allowed to have vehicle guns. I think Sarge is required to have vehicle guns for his job. So that's
probably more than one.
Yeah, guarantee it. Guarantee it. But yeah, thanks for coming out there, guys. If you're out there listening to replay or listening to podcast, leave us a comment. Let us know what you guys think. Subscribe to the channel if that's something you're interested in. Rate the podcast. Send in questions through email or through the comment section. Either way. More importantly, we invite you to the live stream every Tuesday at 7 Central, 8 Eastern. Come join the madness. Real quick, Kyle. And like I said, I know that we talked earlier. A lot of things going on the next couple of weeks for Anderson and doing a lot of different events. And I know that there are some things in the next few weeks that will be announced and made public. Yep. Pretty cool. October's gonna be a pretty cool month for you guys, I think.
Yeah, very cool, man. We got that primary arms range day down in the San Antonio area. Dilley, Texas, more specific this weekend. Next weekend we'll be out at IV 8888. I'll see you out there, Ginger. But yeah, if you're looking for Anderson, we're at Anderson Manufacturing on all social media platforms besides X, at Anderson Rifles, AndersonManufacturing.com. Check us out. Use code GHOST, FLR, CloverTac, and Chris from the 740. It might do something at checkout. I don't know. You have to find out. No, thanks for having me on, Trey. It's always a pleasure being on here. And this is
lovely to have you on, sir.
Thank you.
Ginger, what's going on at GOA and FLR?
Well, GOA, we've got the Hand of God up for auction right now on Gunbroker, so go check that out. We have
the Russell Brand gun.
God. All right, one mistake, one
That's
time.
That's fantastic. That's a big mistake, bro. I love me some Russell Brand. I'm just saying.
We also have the Buck Bounty giveaway going on right now, which includes a 2020 Redline rifle from Springfield Armory in carbon fiber. We've got a Burris scope, 200 rounds of 308 from Hornady, Hunter HD gold glasses, a $500 gift card to Camerado, or was Sean's camo company, and a book from Eric Pratt and a GOA orange hat. And that is a $5,000 package, so go check that out. You can go to gunowners.org to find the link to the giveaway. Sign up and get your chance to get some cool stuff. And then for FLR, we've got our Arex Delta M Gen 2 video up now, so go check that out. That's been up since Thursday. I need some more views
And
on
it's
it.
a short one. It's like 27 minutes.
Yeah,
So.
it's only 20 minutes. It's a short video. You can skip. There's a lot of arguing back and forth in that one, so it's a funny video, and we will hopefully have another video here in the next couple of weeks.
There you go. So. There you go. Well, it's good having you on. Sorry, I'm gonna miss you at TriggerCon this weekend, but we'll see each other in a few months in Vegas. So, Christopher, what's going on in the 740? You guys got anything coming up? Any live streams, or what kind of videos and projects you got working on?
Yeah, we're gonna probably take a break from the live streams again for a while. I'm good for about one
sober,
every couple months.
Gotta get sober again.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm really excited. I'm doing a bunch of videos with the that bench rest 1022 that I'm building. So I got the chassis in it.
Thing. Oh man, it looks
chassis
so good.
just came in, and I had a nice conversation with Alex over at Tandem Cross on Friday, and they're going to help me finish out the rest of it. So
nice.
I got a bunch of cool stuff coming from them, and yeah, I'm really enjoying building that gun. So yeah, it's gonna be fun.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
I appreciate the invite, man. I had a great time. It was a good show tonight.
It's a good show tonight. It's a good show. You're not going to be at TriggerCon, correct?
No, I'm not going.
Okay. All right. Is the next thing for you going to be shot as far as shows and all that?
Yeah, we've got our hotel booked already. I still got to sign up and just trying to figure out who all's going with me as far as.
But we'll see.
I did get finally after 2 years. I got my range day pass. I don't have to borrow yours anymore.
It's fine. It's fine. It doesn't matter if you had to or not. But it's nice now that you have three things. Three people you can help out now.
Yeah.
If need be.
Exactly. Now we got somebody to go to when we fill our 3.
Exactly, because I usually fill my 3 up every year, which is fine. I don't mind doing that at all. But yeah, it is nice to know we have some friends. Yeah. I think I had to use yours a couple years ago. One of yours a couple years ago. I've used G a couple different times. I think I've used Snob once for some people.
Right.
I don't mind helping people out. It's all good. It's all good. But it's nice to know we have another source if we had to.
Oh, what sucks is when you burn them and then the people don't go. Oh,
well, that's had that. I had that happen last year or this
we all
year,
have.
last year.
Yeah,
that's a pisser right there. Yeah. What you got going on, Clove? I know you're getting close to the end of the season of the podcast. Are you not?
I do. I got TriggerCon this weekend, and then 3 more episodes, I think, and then this season will be done. So moving on and then trying to get some of the regular content knocked out before shot.
Yeah.
Which I dropped a very rare knife video earlier.
Oh my God. Did you get a cease and desist letter from Gary?
I know, right? And, there's a reason apparently that it's a very rare video when I drop a knife video, because ain't nobody fucking watching it. So, it's like, and I kind of figured that was the case when I did that video. I thought, you know what? It's been a while since I've done anything on knives. I'm going to do it and see what happens. But, yeah, apparently people that watch my channel don't care about knives.
I'll watch it, Clove.
No, I'm sure
now he knows about it. Yeah, now he knows about it.
Yeah.
But I'll watch it. I'll watch it and then make comments as Lizard Larry and just give you hell.
Right. Yeah, it was just one of those things. Like I didn't I didn't have to do that video, but I kind of wanted to because I had those knives here anyway, and figured why not. And we'll see what happens. Sometimes you try stuff and it's like, it may start doing well, but right now it's like, oh my God, that was a waste of the video.
Yeah. Well, you never know. You never know what's going to get picked up.
Usually that's the case though. Like usually you think it's going to be crappy and it does well, or if you think it's going to do well, it does crappy.
Doesn't do shit.
And this one's doing pretty much exactly what I expected it to do, to be honest. So I'm not surprised.
Yeah, right. As for us, we put a video out over the weekend with our Gerson handgun collection. So go check that out if you're interested in looking for more information on different Gersons. Then we've got that out there. On October 1st, speaking of SHOT Show we were talking about, on October 1st, be on the lookout. We're going to be releasing a video, and we've talked about this for a while now, but it's actually coming true. Like it's getting close, guys. It's almost SHOT season, which I love. But for those that have always wanted to go to SHOT and may not have gotten qualified or been allowed to go, or for whatever reason, but you want to go, I'm going to give someone a very lucky invitation to go to SHOT Show with me. I'll get you in a range day and I'll get you in a SHOT Show. Now, I am not paying for you to get out there. I'm not paying for your hotel. I'm not paying for anything for you. No offense. I love you guys, but I got to pay my own way. So I can't pay for other people. That said, I will get you into range day and I will get you into SHOT Show. So if you're out there on October 1st, there is going to be a video that's released publicly, and you're going to have 2 weeks, and you're going to have to do a video. The reason why I'm going to make you do a video is if you're not doing videos and content, then you're not going to be able to go to SHOT, whether I let you in or not. I'm not going to let you go if you're not trying to be a creator, right? So there's going to be criteria that you're going to have to meet. But if you're out there and you kind of wanted to go to SHOT and you've never been able to go before, then we can do that for you. That said, October 1st, which is what, maybe next Tuesday or Wednesday, something like that. Be on the lookout because we're going to have the announcement for that, and we're going to tell you how you can qualify to be chosen and all of that good stuff. So if you ever thought about going to SHOT or try to go to SHOT and never could get approved or whatever, this could be your opportunity. There will be some scenarios that I could possibly get you into some different things after parties type stuff, or typically there's a group of us that try to get together every year once during the week to kind of get together. We had like 20 last year, didn't we, guys? It was a big ass crowd last year. Like 20 people showed up to that dinner, and it's a casual thing. We find some place that kind of got enough food for everybody and different things, but come to that as well. We're going to try to get you. There are some things that no offense, don't take this the wrong way. There can be some things that I do and other guys in this room do that you're just not going to be able to get to. It's just the way it is. You're going to kind of earn the invites and earn your way through that stuff. But if there's things that we can get you to, then we'll definitely try to hook you up. We're not just going to get you there and ignore you. You might have to be my pack mule. No, just kidding. But there's going to be some things, that you need to do to get there. But yeah, I just did a short video last week. Does that count? Ozzy, you'll see when the video comes out. And I've met you in person, which gives you a leg up. No, we're going to do I'm not going to be the only one deciding. I'm going to have some people that I trust and all that to help me with the decision. So it is what it is. But yeah, that might be something you guys are interested in. Got some different things coming down the line. We're the tactical lever action. We're John Wicking the shit out of this thing, man. We're gonna put a dot on there, some flashlights, some all sorts of cool different things. We're gonna get some more video with that done. Be working with the SOCOM. Went to the range yesterday with a buddy who hadn't shot in 2 years and wanted to get back out to the range and all that. So I took a bunch of guns with me. Took the SOCOM, took the Disruptor, the 2311, took the lever action, took the front line, took the 308, was the Ranger. He had never shot a 308 AR before, an AR-10, so definitely had him shoot that. It was really cool. We spent about 4.5 hours at the range. It was awesome. It was great, honestly. 3.5 hours. Yeah, about 3.5 hours. 4.5, 3.5 hours. It was a great time. Shot a lot of guns. didn't shoot any footage of that because he was really his job probably wouldn't have liked it. But two, he was uncomfortable. So it is what it is. But needless to say, we got to shoot a lot of stuff. I shot some of me shooting that will be utilized as B-roll. So yeah, I got some stuff coming out for sure. Thanks to Kyle and Anderson Manufacturing. Thanks for Ginger and the Gunners of America. Chris from the 740 Clover Tap. Please go check out Anderson Manufacturing, all of their social media and websites. Go check out Gunners of America, all their social media and websites. Fully Loaded Reviews. Go check out Chris from the 740 doing some fantastic content out there. Do not go and check out Clover. It's not worth it. Just disregard. There's nothing to see here. No, go check out Clover Tech, especially his podcasts. He's only got a few more left this season to do the live, but the whole catalog of this season is available on Clover Tech podcasts and all that. But hey, Ozzy says I became a great grandfather today. Fantastic. Congratulations, homie.
Very nice.
That's great. That's awesome. That's awesome. Can you make a holster that will fit a little baby in there? That would be awesome, right? I bet you he's got a leather something for the baby. What do you think?
I think the great grandbaby needs at least a mini revolver.
I would imagine so. Yeah, with this nice leather holster,
exactly.
For sure. Like I said, thank you guys so much for watching. Come join us. Like I said, if you're watching this in replay or listening to podcasts, come join us in the live. Great crew out here. The Ghost Mafia is a thing, man. It's great people out here. Come join the dark side. We appreciate you guys. Guys, get to the range. Be more proficient with your firearms. Enjoy your freedoms of being an American, one of which is to keep and bear arms. We'll see you next week. Semper Fi.